Hey everybody, welcome back to the collective. We're coming in early coming in early and late at the same time, which is my fault. Just want to make sure
Dichotomy that we should talk about.
we should talk about it. My timings have completely completely thrown
Sorry,
my
did you
yeah.
say my timings in the sense of the timings that you set for me to be up super early this morning in order to meet the timings that we missed?
Yes. Those
Okay,
are the
that one.
timings I'm
All
talking
right,
about, yeah.
check. Okay,
And I
okay.
was gonna say that the timings themselves aren't actually the problem. The timings themselves are actually me.
Oh yeah,
This guy right here.
because I met mine.
Yeah, you met yours. I did
Right.
not meet
Okay,
mine.
check,
Yeah,
check.
yeah. I was very, very busy, you
Well,
know,
what was going on?
just trying to get the kids to school, and it was a late day. And the kids are both kind of half sick, but not quite, and dragging their feet, and just like it's been one of those like the moment you try to like, okay, guys, let's get going, and they're like,
Do you
and
know
then they
what I
just,
used to say to my boys?
what'd you say?
Cool. All right, you guys really screwed this one up. Guess what? Tomorrow we'll get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That should give you lots of time.
Lots of time. I
Lots
like
of
that.
time. Boys,
Yeah.
take your time. Just pull your faces, do your thing, whatever. Lots of time. In fact, it took so long to get out the door yesterday. We're getting up at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we'll stand by the door
Ooh.
at 6.
Standby for
You'll
standby.
have like a whole hour to pull faces to get in the car.
I like that. Except it's Saturday tomorrow, in which case
Yeah, you've got Monday. You've got between now and Monday to try to get your act together.
yeah, well, that's the big part, right? That was my challenge, was getting my act together to begin with. So once we got them sorted and good to go, we got them out the door, coming back, all that good stuff. I'm not going to bother anybody with the deets,
The minutia of
me screwing up
things.
left, right, and center. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't need to get into that.
No, the patrol commander should just state this. That's on me.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I said first thing, right? We came in early, late because of me. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. I got to drive an hour and a bit to Red Deer for the instructor seminar today. with
Right.
Master Bearing. So it's going to be interesting. Apparently, it's work. Like I was initially looking at it like an instructor seminar, like, oh, we're going to teach how to teach, and no, no. Apparently, the master this is his opportunity to see what we're made of. So he's going to
Oh,
work us.
good. So it's not gonna be you show up to the gift package of the gold-plated pens called
Correct.
"You're now an instructor."
Correct.
Are you gonna have to sweat to earn it?
Maybe a little
Oh,
bit.
no. No one said that. I thought it was a mail order belt with a gold pen that says, "Welcome to Instructorsville."
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too. But apparently, that's
That
not how
is
it happens.
It's not matching up with your fantasy. Speaking of fantasy, we did talk a little bit of fantasy yesterday.
We did. We did
That was
indeed.
interesting.
Yeah. It was actually, I was quite, maybe not enthralled, but
It's a good word, though. I
it
mean,
is
if
a
you
good
could
word.
build off of that,
We could
you
build
might
off of that.
almost
But,
make up for being, like, mega late.
well, you know what? Because I'm so late and because I'm late with everything else so far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add
it out
this
of the
in
way.
and let
Yeah.
everybody know to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And that way everyone else can be enthralled every day here with us on the collective when you get your little email and say, hey, the boys are chatting. So here we
Learn,
are.
build, grow. I'm enthralled.
There you go. And the conversation yesterday, especially, it was really interesting to see someone else's perspective, especially someone that doesn't do a lot of BJJ as well, because a lot of people we talk to do
Slash
BJJ. So
non.
slash not at all.
Yeah.
But it's still really cool. I love talking martial arts
Oh,
with
yeah,
people.
for
I
sure,
think it's
man.
fun.
For sure.
So,
I mean, it's neat that someone has some stand-up ability and zero ground ability, which therefore infers that they have not much fighting skill for reals.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about, like we were talking fantasy sport and whatnot. It's cool that someone is highly talented, but just still is missing a whole chunk of fighting and knows it.
Yeah.
And the thing about martial arts, man, you can be in the game a long time and still not know how to fight really well. You'll
That's
know
very
how
true.
to fight, just not really well. But that depends on what your goals are. If you don't want to learn how to fight really well and you just want to fight kind of in some sports, cool. There's so much there for everyone in martial arts.
There really is. And I think it's also one of those learn, build, grow moments too, right? Like you can get into a martial art and go, oh well, this is really fun, and then it opens up the rest of the world and then goes, oh, there's other things to do, like Kali, which is super fun. I'm actually looking at possibly. I'm thinking about it right now.
Don't.
But
There's no way we can do a whole bunch of mornings of Chance Burrows like trying to figure out where his magic sticks are, his next hobby.
They're all over the places where they are. No, I'm actually right now. The next sequence is to work on my stand-up. I'm pretty comfortable on the ground now, and I want to start working on stand-up. So either maybe boxing, kickboxing. I got a really great kickboxer that
Muay
champion.
Thai. What did you not just? Did you not?
That's what I mean.
Say Muay Thai. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
because I just heard boxing and then kickboxing. I didn't hear Muay Thai.
Good correction. I did mean Muay Thai.
All
yes, right. Muay Thai kickboxing. The eight ways. Is it 8?
You could just call it Muay Thai. Not
Muay
get
Thai.
weird about it.
Let's not get weird about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just Muay Thai. That's my next.
That's a good call.
Foray into stuff. I mean, I have like a little bit of experience, and again, not a lot. A couple of years worth of training in other things, but it's not.
But no Muay Thai.
No Muay Thai. No.
Okay, good. All right.
And I need to
maybe do some of that.
I need to expand my flexibility for a little bit. I can't quite kick as high as I used to, so that's gonna.
Yeah, but you don't need to be kicking all crazy high. I mean, honestly, you don't. I mean, you're the if you think that you need to kick high, you're the kind of fool I love scrapping with.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you even kick high? With Muay Thai, given that you're about 17 feet tall, you could drop hellacious elbows.
Yeah. Leg kicks galore too. Those would be.
Yeah, low leg kicks.
Yeah, low leg kicks, yeah.
But
that's what
a dude like you would never want to be kicking high.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right about that time that you realize, I didn't realize legs snap that easy.
What's this about leverage and
how do wishbones work?
Well, I'm not going to get into I don't want to start saying I'm going to do anything long, like it just doesn't make any sense right now to say, oh, I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look. I don't have any experience in it, right? So,
but again, this is what I've got in my head: is you at 19 and a half feet tall, like stepping in and dropping that that hellacious elbow right on top of the dome.
That'd be sweet.
You'd probably set someone into the. You'd have to wait to unleash the hellacious, while they're on dirt. Because I'd like to see you plant them into
lawn
the
dart
ground
somebody,
a little bit, just a few inches.
Yeah,
like a seed.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I maybe from the clinch even. That'd be pretty sweet. Get inside, come out, bam.
Oh, you don't want to. You don't want to step out to drop on. That's. I mean, when you're in the clinch, you're doing like sharp
straight
cutting.
Bam, bam,
you're
bam.
cutting elbows.
Okay.
Yeah, you're smashing.
See, this is I don't know much about Muay Thai, so that makes sense. I'm gonna get some more training in because I need to add that to the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Honestly, when it comes to this subject in respect to Muay Thai, my particular style of doing it is all about super in tight elbows, and dude, my elbows aren't bad. And so in tight, I like being in tight because my elbows are, again, not bad. And so it's cool to, like, for me, scrapping, I'm either all the way out and I'm looking for whatever, or there's no middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No sweet spot.
No middle ground.
Okay.
No way I'm doing a half step out to step into the middle ground. I'm all the way in, smashing you with elbows, or I'm all the way out, having fun with you.
it's like of course you are. It's you. You're either all the way in or you're all the way out. There's no halfways,
Why be in
no
the
middle
middle
ground.
ground?
Yeah,
That's
just give her.
open to interpretation by the other individual.
Indeed.
I'll either control inside or I'll control from the outside, but I won't hang out in the middle and play with you.
Well, we'll see. Once I start training, I think it'll be fun. I'm not anywhere near there yet.
No, you're not, because thoughts don't make you there.
Exactly, 100%. So then I'm gonna have to go and buy a whole bunch of more stuff, and my
You know what
wife's
you're
gonna
going to
be
have
like,
to do? You're going to have to go to yet another thing that doesn't give you yet another gold pen that says that you're yet again special, and that you're going to have
Special.
to go sweat to
I'm good with
earn
sweat.
a no gold pen.
I'm good with sweat. We sweat pretty hard. We sweated pretty hard yesterday. It's what's
You're
funny
going to
though.
sweat. You're going to sweat today throughout this entire podcast.
I'm down.
As I put the
down.
pressure on you constantly.
I'm good with pressure. I like the pressure.
The pressure.
The funny thing is, I have that green gi. I don't know if you've seen it in my video.
Yeah.
But now with my purple belt, I look like Donatello.
Yeah, it's probably not a great look.
It's pretty hilarious.
No, it's not.
I had our brown belt is back in the house now, so we were working on some movements around Turtle and all this stuff, but it was kind of hilarious. He was sitting with his doing a shin ride on my back as I was sitting in Turtle, and he was like, haha, you know what you'd need right now is just a turtle, or like a turtle shell. And I'm like, aren't you my turtle shell right now? And then we kind of like, ha 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 ha, and we wandered around with our turtle ball. Like it was worked out pretty well. But yeah, the interesting thing that I'm looking forward to today is that we're going to be going for 5 hours. And I've never sat in a class for 5 hours in terms of jujitsu, so it's going to be an interesting.
Like, have you never done like big long seminars or anything like that?
I've done the seminars, but usually they're like hour or two max. But yeah, and I've done like open mats or roll-a-thons that were 3.5, 4 hours kind of deal. But never 5 hours of. Apparently, it's like straight work. We're going to be drilling for the next 5 hours once I get there. So
good. Yeah, good. It'll be
good.
And at the end of the day, yet again, no gold pen that says congratulations, you're a hero.
Mm-hmm. I'm good with it. I don't really need a gold pen. I really don't. I got my butt handed to me yesterday. We did quite a bit of rolling yesterday, and my body's feeling it today. That's for sure. But I got the DOMs, as you like to say.
Good.
And yeah, he came back. He's finished his first year engineering, actually, just like Evan. And
how old is he?
19.
Oh, cool. So he's Evan's age.
Yeah, and he is a friggin' killer. He's a killer on the mats. He is so fast, and he's he's tall. He's lanky like me. He's almost my height. He's really thin, but super lean. And he'll invert and kind of. He's just. It's like being in a dogfight. There's like you're just where is he? He's over now. He's on my back. It's a scramble. But yeah, he put it to me yesterday. It was pretty good.
Good. How long did you guys roll?
Initially we did a roll, 3-minute roll, and then that ended the first class. Just him and I did the 3-minute roll, but we had done. Okay, so we did 4 rounds of 3 minutes, and he was my last roll in the first class, and then we went up and did the advanced class, and then we rolled for 4 minutes 3 times, and he was my second one on that one. So
all in, you were about a half hour rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the extra stuff of drilling and all that good stuff, but that's not super intense. But
no, it doesn't count.
Yeah, about a half hour worth of rolling, and it was good, man. It was awesome. Oh, look at that winter storm morning, watching from work.
Congratulations, that's good use of your time.
Yeah, he made the timing. I didn't make it.
That's correct.
But you do what you can.
But you do what you can.
I know.
Sounds like a 1940s commercial. Martha burnt the muffins again. But you
Right,
do what you
right, you
can.
do what you can, man. But you know, it's funny. We were talking about this just beforehand, but the coffee that I'm drinking is
Or are you drinking
horrible.
it right now, or what are you doing?
I
Oh,
am
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
so
right.
bad. I'm still experimenting with the V60 technique, and I can't say experimenting. I'm still working on my V60 technique. I'm practicing and trying to get that clean, trying to get my timings right. And I realized initially that my grind was too coarse. It was the water was just
Firing through it.
firing through it. I was brewing it like 2 minutes to a dry bed. It was just super fast, and there wasn't any time for it to actually like sit.
Yeah, yeah.
And so far, everything I've tried so far is just my tasting notes are burnt, char, burnt, some more burnt in there.
Rubber tire.
At
Burnt rubber tire.
the last one I got was actually pretty good. Was burnt hazelnut. So I'm starting to get the flavors in there because it was a hazelnut.
Oh, so it was a flavored charcoal.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, check.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it's not so much amazing, but it is a. I'm making what you had told me was most beans that people get out in the world are burnt hard. And I was like, oh, interesting. I did not know that. And now I know. I do 100% know.
Yeah, because you got to contextualize things, right? You got to do comparatives. You've got to go out and look at the fullness of the market or the fullness of any industry or the fullness of any subject and understand that there's things out there called other stuff. And so, yeah, that's what you're experiencing now. The recalibration of contextualization.
Nuance, perhaps.
Well,
Might
in
be a
this
word
case,
for
I
it.
wouldn't even call it nuance.
I've been noticing a different style of burntness on there, which is
that's
so
good.
that's
good.
there's a that's something.
That's good. Burnt hazelnut tastes different than burnt caramel.
Yeah.
Burnt caramel macchiato.
Burnt caramel
Delicious.
macchiato. That sounds
What other
delicious.
flavor of coffee have you been buying from Costco?
That's been the normal one we get. We do get the Starbucks. We have, let me say, in the past, gotten the Starbucks bags of beans. So they have like the winters or the spring.
Which is generally known as more expensive burned charcoal.
Exactly. Yes. And again, you know, I was thinking about it, and I really, not only did I realize that I've been grinding them all wrong for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I
mean, that's no surprise. I mean, I'm not surprised, and no one else is surprised who's ever been in coffee as a professional.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, I'm realizing now how little I knew, that's a start. So
that's a good fun start.
Now I'm going to continue to seek what I don't know, and eventually, hopefully, eventually, I will find what I don't know, and then I'll work on that.
You're already on your way. I mean, it's inevitable now. You're screwed. I mean, you now realize that you've been drinking hot burned dirt, by the way.
Hot burnt dirt, yeah.
And you now realize that there's this thing out there called coffee. So you're screwed. Now you've got to go find coffee. And congratulations, you get to work yourself through that nasty stuff that you've been buying for however many years that you've still got left in the cupboard. Good. That pleases me. That's actually kind of like punishment.
Remedial measures.
That's right. It feels to me like you deserve some coffee burpees.
I'm doing them right now.
You are.
Every sip here is it's another coffee burpee.
I'm pleased as I drink my Colombia Finca La Indonesia Frank Torres Geisha washed. Rolls off my tongue. And
yeah, I wish this stuff rolled off my tongue because it does not please me. But it is, wow. It does taste a lot like dirt, actually. Now that you mention,
you know what the worst part is? That that stuff is. So, you know, the cheaper you buy coffee, the cheaper and cheaper. Of course, the nastier the greens are. And because they're so bad, basically the roaster just burns them to give them quote unquote flavor.
Mm.
And then even worse, adds a bunch of synthetic chemicals and additives to make it taste like quote unquote hazelnut. Thank you, Detroit food scientists, for spraying these garbage beans with synthetics.
Yep.
And so that's what you've been tasting for however long, not coffee. But now you're in the game.
I am in the
You're
game.
in the game.
Yeah. Well, I can't even say
Screwed,
I'm not even
screwed
in the
knowing that
game.
you're in the game.
I'm not even in the game yet. I am
But
realizing that
no,
there
you're in
is
the
a game.
enough to know that you're screwed.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
So
Yeah.
that's always a good spot to be, I think.
Well, it's a start.
It's a start.
Then I will carry on with my journey, and I will find good coffee.
Oh,
And
but
I
back,
will-
sorry, back. I derailed myself. So back to my point: the cheap beans, the cheapest of beans. Inevitably, what you'll end up getting is so there's Arabica and Robusta,
Mhm.
and those are two. We'll call them large categories of beans. Robusta being the cheapest, nastiest, highest in caffeine, etc., versus Arabica, which is generally speaking a different style of green coffee, which then gets broken down into all kinds of things, strains and high grown, low grown, etc. But Robusta, oh, dude. And so, what you've probably been drinking for the longest time is the cheapest of Robusta that's pretty high in caffeine. That'll, when it's roasted, here's what I taste every single time I taste standard issue Robusta is burnt tire, burnt car tire.
Yeah, this is it really tastes honestly like right now, like it's sitting on my tongue right now, and I'm thinking charcoal mixed with dirt.
Yeah, that's what I always taste.
That's basically where I'm sitting right now, and it's unpleasant. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
It's okay. You know what? I need the burpees. That way, I
do.
can truly appreciate what good coffee is. Because if
Earn your way to good coffee through coffee burpees.
Exactly. There we go. We got a new merch idea from Winter Storm. T-shirt with the collective, finding other stuff with charred notes.
Oh, listen, that is good. That is good, because I should have added this since we're talking about coffee. I didn't want to overburden your already overburdened day.
Okay. Because it is.
Pause for effect. So Dre, Gray Man Dad,
Yes.
hit me up just the other couple of days ago, kind of thing, about 36 hours ago. And I wasn't sure really where he was going with the idea initially, because he was talking to me about, hey, I've got this friend, Curacao Coffee, chirp, chirp, chirp. I was like, thinking to myself, bro, I've got the best greens in the world right now.
You don't even know.
Who are you trying to introduce me to? And so it turns out that it's kind of a lifelong friend of his, and the owner of the coffee company, Jason, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Seems like a good dude.
Mhm.
And so Dre kind of had this general idea, and so we kind of played it out a little bit. And so I've since communicated with Curacao Coffee, and I'm going to be talking to him after I'm done this live potty.
Excellent.
And so the general theme is this, and you're hearing this kind of for the first time, I suppose. But it's not for reals yet.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. So don't even get all jazz handy about it.
I'm already jazz handy about it because Dre and I were talking about it beforehand. So
okay, good. Okay, so first of all, it's gonna include the word merch, and I know how you freak out about that.
I do love my merch.
You do love your merch, and it involves coffee, and let's face it, any coffee that you get from Curacao Coffee is going to be better than the coffee that you're currently drinking.
Correct.
And so the other piece was Dre was talking about, hey, maybe because everyone knows I'm a coffee freak, and people have been trying to buy my coffee, and I don't want to sell my coffee because I'm not into doing that. And so it's just too many people. I don't want to be shipping all over the world and nationally and whatever. Like, this is enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Bodies are enough. I don't want to get into a bunch of more other little sub hobbies. So, what I said to Dre was this: I'm down to have a discussion with Jason from Quirico Coffee if he's using the green beans that I use from the guy that I've been sole sourcing from for the last 3 years, Apex
Mhm.
Coffee Imports, Jeff.
Okay, it is Apex. Okay, good.
It is Apex.
Yeah.
So if Jason wants to roast green beans from my importer that I use and trust and know to be world class, now I'm interested.
Mhm.
And as I am going to be talking with Jason this morning, it ain't going to be like, hey, just talk to Jeff at Apex Coffee and use whatever greens you want. It's going to be whatever we want.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so it will be a case of back and forth figuring it out. And it might not work out. But if it does work out that Quirko Coffee wants to roast greens that we agree on,
Mhm.
and then logoize it or brand it or call it the collective blend, or as I see in my mind's eye right now, is it's not even have to be a blend. It's coffees that we agree on that I know are freaking amazing
Mhm.
that we can get for a price that is within an affordable price range. Because generally speaking, the coffees that I buy are sort of out of the price range of most coffee consumers,
Upper echelon for sure.
generally speaking. And so, what I want to be able to do is make amazing coffee from Jeff and Quirico Coffee available to people who listen to us.
Mhm.
It's got to be at a price point that makes sense to people,
For
not the
sure.
price point that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for
Because
sure.
I understand what good coffee costs.
Well, good. You gotta
But
pay
not
for
enough
quality.
people do. So we gotta find a good enough quality, a sweet spot price point where I trust that my/our name is on it,
100%.
and people can enjoy a good cup of coffee in the morning with us.
I totally agree. This is Dre and I were talking about it, and then I was he was telling me about Kurko Coffee. He's like, "Do you think we could get Sean involved in some way?" And I know that they have this. It's pretty much the same exporter or importers and so on and so forth. And I do love this comment from Winterstorm. No soup for you.
No soup
Nobody
for
gets
you. That's
coffee unless it's
right.
good coffee.
That's right. 100%,
Um,
buddy.
Julie says also, Julie, morning. Good to see you're starting your coffee game on. Oh yes, I am beginning it, and I am doing my
Begin.
burpees right now. Hold on, let me
He's
just.
currently doing some chin ups, and we all know how bad he is at chin ups.
Oh, so bad at chin ups, but they're just harder for me. Like, oh, come
They
on
are.
now.
I mean, physically, it's
Yeah,
almost
I'm
impossible.
100%. It's mechanically.
Dude,
But
it's physics.
so we were chatting about it, and I was like, this is the only way I could see this working. If you go to Sean and you say, we want to roast and we want to find the beans that you will approve, roast them in a way that you will approve. And if you can end up with a coffee that Sean will actually drink, then I think that could work. And
It could work.
Dre was like, I think he's up for the challenge. And I was like, give it
Yeah.
a shot. Give it
Yeah.
a shot.
Dude, I'm into it. I really am. My concern is my two concerns are this. One, it's got to be good coffee, man.
Yeah, 100%.
It has to be good coffee. There's no way I'll get any sleep at night if I realize that when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to be joined by people who ain't drinking good coffee.
Yeah.
So, first of all, it'll have to be good coffee. Second thing is my biggest concern, and this is why I think it will fail to launch,
Mhm.
is because when I say good coffee, I mean there's a cost to that good coffee. Like the raw material has cost,
Yep.
and it ain't robusta cost. It's high grade cost. And so it's got to be affordable enough for the average coffee drinker
Yeah.
who's used to paying almost nothing for garbage coffee. Like, have you any idea do you remember what you pay for that abomination called Costco coffee?
I believe I think it was $25 for like the big bag.
What's a big bag? Is that 5 pounds or I
Something
don't
like
even
that. Yeah,
know.
it's like 5 pounds, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
So
it's 5 pounds, but I could look it up.
yeah, well, I don't know what people are paying for normal garbage coffee nowadays.
It's not much. Like it's the now that I think about it, it's like a two and 2.2 kilo bags. So yeah, it's about 5 pounds. And they are, yeah, it's around 20, sometimes $30 for you, but like it's not much. You're not paying
Because
much
I
for it.
mean, if that's the case, and you could be using made up numbers right now. I suppose it doesn't matter
Could be.
because the math on that is about $5 a pound,
Yeah.
which means that they were buying greens at about, I don't know, maybe $1 a pound, which is, I mean, it's horrifying to think what you're drinking.
Come on now.
But I mean,
it is.
even just mediocre, poorly roasted, average quality coffee on a grocery store shelf is coming in at about, cheap would be about $15 a pound.
Mm.
And that's pretty affordable, or that's pretty low grade mediocre coffee at $15 a pound on
Yeah.
a supermarket shelf. Like I sell my coffee for $20 a pound, but I sell it like sometimes I lose money when I sell coffee to people because I know what my costs are and I know what it costs me to turn green into brown and bag it and all of that good stuff. And I don't insert any profit margin into that for me. Like I don't take my time into account at all. I charge nothing for that. So either I'm making like maybe a buck or maybe I'm losing a buck or whatever. But the thing that crushes me is I pour all of my profit into just buying the best greens that I can afford to buy without losing too much money. And so I'm charging about $20 a pound. And not about, I am. But those coffees regularly sell for $40 to $50 a pound. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I
Well,
can't
this is,
even begin to imagine $5 a pound coffee. It
yeah,
it
this is
it
gonna,
actually makes me, I get a little bit of bile in my throat.
so this is gonna blow your mind. I'm just looking at it right now.
Okay.
The bag of hazelnut vanilla coffee that we get
Which is
is
crazy that I'm even hearing that in a
right.
sentence.
It's 907 grams
Okay.
for the bag, so it's just
Right.
under a kilo, so two and a half
So,
pounds, something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
about 2, we'll call it 2 pounds.
2 pounds there, and it's $15.
So $7 a pound.
Yeah.
750. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not great.
Wow. You know what? I wouldn't even put it on my front yard. I wouldn't, in fact, I
Mm.
wouldn't even grind it with my grinder to put it on the front yard because I wouldn't want to hurt my my coffee grinder.
Well, I put 10 ounces. That was the stuff I put 10
I
ounces through
remember.
initially to
That's
clean it
how
out.
we had our minute rice
So
conversation.
yes, so that is the, what am I doing here? That is the, I used it to just kind of run through, clean it all out, make sure it was good, and now that's the stuff I've been using for.
And not even cat litter. I mean, I don't have cats, so I don't know if you can use garbage coffee as cat litter. I don't know.
You probably could.
It,
I don't know why
you
couldn't,
could probably
but
find some use for it other than the amount of coffee burpees that you need to do with it.
I'm
But
doing
there's
them.
only so much any man can take.
True.
I mean, I think that you should probably do at least a solid week of coffee burpees just to teach yourself a lesson. But then anything beyond that seems almost inhumane.
Well, I'm on day 3 right now.
Oh, you're on day your entire life right
Yes,
now.
yeah, well, that's for sure. But I'm on day 3 of doing coffee burpees because this has been it's been an experience, to say the least. And it
Do you
is
think you'll quit your burpees? Do you think you'll get to like day 5 and snap and realize I can't take it anymore?
I thought about it this morning. I was like, I could just throw some beans in the coffee maker, and then I was like, no, I need to make sure that it's done right. And so I put them in the old Crystal Live V60, and I'm working my little spinny technique. It's
you could just like use all of that garbage coffee to refine your technique, just not drink it. I mean, like brew it and then just pour it straight down the sink and get right to the next one. Rip off like 8 or 10 extractions each day just to dial in your technique. Now, the problem is because it's such garbage coffee, that coffee responds differently than we'll call even normal coffee, never mind good coffee. And so, of course, from that coffee to my coffee, you'll have to pay attention and adjust some of your parameters per se, but you'll get a whole lot closer than you were like even just yesterday in respect to your technique. So yeah, just use the garbage coffee to pour down the sink after you do each rep on it.
Raj, I can definitely do that because, well, like you said, I'm gonna do my burpees, right? I'm gonna drink
Yeah, you
some of it.
should. At least
I'm gonna, but
today.
yeah,
At least
and
today,
maybe tomorrow too,
probably.
and the next day probably. We are gonna have to shut it down early. I do. I have another. Again, I know my whole
Your whole thing.
my whole thing. I
The
was
whole thing.
early, late, and leaving early. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. I don't even know what to
Hit the
say.
trifecta. I hit the trifecta. It's like the
It's a whole new
yeah,
burlage level.
whole new burlage level. I got all kinds of bad things happening, but
It's not bad, buddy. It's not bad.
I'm paying for it. Trust me. Don't
Yeah,
worry. Yeah, it's not bad. No,
that pleases me though.
I'm glad I could give you a little boost in the morning in any way. I make you wake up early. At least I can make you feel good about
Yeah, that
me
you've
drinking.
almost made up for all of the balls that you've dropped today by simply continuing to sip on that coffee. Almost. Thank you. That pleases me even more.
Oh, it gets worse as it gets cold.
Oh, it gets worse. Yeah, I recognize that little heebie-jeebie spine shake.
Ugh.
That little, yeah, that's good.
I'm
Have
happy to
another
help.
sip.
I'm happy to help. Let me just get another one in here.
Just get that bad boy into you.
Oh man, that is
It only
good times.
builds on itself. It only builds on
It
itself.
really does. And just
New
kinda,
realizations are fun.
you know what? This is how we grow though. We go through some difficult times and we grow into better people and more effective coffee drinkers, coffee makers. I'm not sure how to even get into that.
You've been stunned into bad coffee compliance. You can't even work your brain pan right now.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot. But the good thing is, this is the benefit of it all. I will eventually have good coffee.
Oh, you will. Maybe even Curacao coffee, depending on how my conversation goes right after we're finished here.
I'm very excited about that. I'm chatting with Fortnite Optics.
Oh, yeah, right.
Some glasses. So
Mhm.
and then once we get the mugs out and rolling, people can have their mugs drinking. They can have their collective mug with collective coffee.
Oh, yeah, by
wearing
the
their
way, have I not
collective-
told you yet?
You have not told me. I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
sorry. Maybe this is a good way to close out the episode. Is when I started considering this Curacao coffee thing, like just within the last 24 hours, obviously, I'm turning it all over to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to design all the bags. You're going to have to design all the logos and graphics.
Yep.
You're going to have to make this thing like shine to my standard, not yours.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
my high standards. All of the sweat, blood, and tears that you're going to have to pour into this, eventually you may get to enjoy your own tiny little efforts in this thing, because most of them are my efforts.
I mean, most of your effort is just getting me to do stuff. So I'm like okay with that.
Dude, any good warrant officer uses the resources at hand.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't
You
you?
know that.
Yeah. Well, I don't actually, because I'm not a warrant officer.
That's true. But now you know.
Now I do know. I can get one step closer to becoming a. No, I won't ever become
No,
a
you
warrant
won't.
officer.
No, you'll
So
never
it's
see
all
that
good.
6B.
I'm good. You know what the funny thing is, though? This is what I'm really excited about, actually, is the fact that I would love to, in the future, very clearly in my mind's eye, I see a collective mug with collective coffee.
Oh yeah, buddy. You can make it happen.
Oh, I'm gonna.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you do.
Mm.
See what I'm doing now? Now I'm getting you excited about you taking ownership of the problem that you're going to have to deal with.
Like some form of leadership, I think, perhaps.
Isn't it perfect? Isn't it perfect for you?
It is perfect for me.
It
It's
is
kind of
perfect for you.
right up my alley.
It literally is your alley.
Morning, Satch. Good to see you. And Julie Kelly says, "Coffee and the collective, a win."
Yes.
That is the way it is.
Yeah, and hey, Chance, by the way, Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what Chance can do too. I haven't heard thank you yet.
Oh, well, I was going to close it off with a thank you.
Oh, you're welcome for me giving you this task.
Well, as I learn
You're
and
learning.
build my overall scheme of maneuver on how I'm going to make this happen, I will then
You'll need a lot of
grow
maneuvering.
into I will then grow into the ability to make it happen.
Oh, it's going to be such growth.
And so everybody else, y'all can hang out with us here on the collective every day and do that as well. See y'all tomorrow. Chimo.
Chimo.